Tennessee Valley's certified most accurate forecast from the FOX54 Weather Impact Team.
And a very good Wednesday evening to you. I'm FOX54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Dressman. Live look out over in DeKalb County this evening. A little more cloud cover off into the distance. I know it can be somewhat challenging to see, but we are still talking about plenty of sunshine, definitely on the hotter end of the spectrum. It was one of the hottest days we've seen so far this year, if not the hottest day we have seen so far this year. We'll talk about that in just a second. Over in Montesano, looking from the top of Montesano, I guess would be better phrasing. Still talking about a slight increase in the amount of cloud cover. Again, I understand that that's a little difficult to see, but we are also still talking about a fair amount of sunshine. Also looks to touch on the hazy end of the spectrum. It just kind of looks hot if you're looking from the top of Montesano. It just simply looks incredibly hot. Look at the air temperature. Air temperature at 93 degrees right now. Dew point, though, of 77. There is a lot of moisture in our atmosphere, and that just makes it feel practically unbearable outside. You're going to be able to feel that if you are going to be stepping outside one more time this evening. Now, I believe this view gives us the best shot of the increasing cloud cover. We're looking northbound on Memorial Parkway. You can kind of notice it there. The sunshine's not as bright, not as noticeable. They're sitting over Memorial Parkway just here at the 6 o'clock hour. That's thanks to that increase in cloud cover we've seen here over the last couple of hours. The clouds really increased through the course of the afternoon, but that didn't at all keep us on the cooler end of the spectrum. We were still incredibly warm this afternoon. The vast majority of us are quiet this evening, not picking up on much in the way of any precipitation. We had a couple of showers try and develop across the Huntsville metro area, but that activity only picked up for like 1 or 2 radar scans, and then it kind of quickly fizzled away. The only area that's kind of been a consistent feature here over the last hour, hour and a half is some shower and thunderstorm activity hanging out up across northern Jackson County. Now, this activity has kind of been somewhat cyclical in that it's had a couple of different severe thunderstorm warnings associated with it. They're typically allowed to expire before they're scheduled to come to an end, and then the severe thunderstorm warning is issued sometime again later. Currently, we're talking about a period in time when this thunderstorm is on a weakening trend, and I actually think at this point it's probably going to continue to weaken and would be somewhat surprised if it strengthens again to warrant another severe thunderstorm warning. Stevenson back up to Bridgeport. We're talking about a little bit of rain. We're sitting just to the east of High Top, just to the east of Skyline, north of Hollywood. Those folks talking about a little bit of light rain. Kind of once you get to the west of Stevenson, the rain becomes a little more lighter in nature. Still talking about some pockets of heavier rain kind of between Stevenson and Bridgeport. Also a little bit of thunder and a little bit of lightning continuing to hang out in those locations as well. Also looks like radar's trying to pick up on a little bit of lightning out ahead of that thunderstorm. That activity eventually going to push its way into northwest Georgia. Other opportunities for showers and thunderstorms are in the forecast as we head into your Thursday afternoon. Scattered showers and thunderstorms begin to develop across the Tennessee Valley once we get beyond the lunch hour. Now, the one thing that I think is going to be a little bit different on Thursday compared to what we've seen every other day this week is the fact that it looks like this activity is probably going to be a little more widespread in nature. Still talking about showers and thunderstorms, but it looks like the activity is going to be a little more widespread in nature. And once again, we could be talking about some stronger, marginally severe thunderstorms, very similar to what we have seen over the last couple of days. Again, the only difference, it looks like this activity is going to be a little more widespread in nature. Heavy rain, gusty winds, a little bit of thunder, and a little bit of lightning, maybe a little bit of small hail, but it's also pretty difficult to get hail to develop within these summer thunderstorms. This activity doesn't stick around very long. Futurecast tries to bring about a couple of light showers as we head into the earliest hours of Friday morning. But then by the time we get to the Friday morning commute, it does look like the vast majority of us are going to be dry. Cloud cover begins to break up through the later part of Friday morning, early into Friday afternoon. Isolated, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible across the Tennessee Valley. But it looks like the activity is going to be much more isolated in nature through Friday compared to what I have for you on Thursday. Still holding on to that opportunity for rain though. Opportunities for rain as we head into the weekend. Now the weekend is not going to be a complete and total washout, but we do hold on to the opportunities for rain nonetheless. Rain stays in the forecast as we head into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. If you're kind of looking for a sure thing in the forecast as far as precipitation is concerned, I would probably say Tuesday and Wednesday of next week come with the best opportunities for widespread shower and thunderstorm activity. Forecast rainfall totals, by the time we get to the lunch hour on Saturday, going to be a little bit lower. And this is what I'm kind of trying to prove here is that it's not going to be a complete washout over the next couple of days. And in general, we're not really talking about a lot of rain across the Tennessee Valley. Now, if one of those rogue thunderstorms happens to develop over your house, you might get a little more rain than this. You could get a quick 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain. But in general, if we're just kind of thinking about the entire Tennessee Valley as a whole, rainfall total is only going to be between 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch of additional precipitation. Precipitation that honestly, we really don't need across the Tennessee Valley. The Huntsville International Airport saw a high temperature this afternoon of 99 degrees. That does make it the hottest day so far this year at the Huntsville International Airport. Beat out yesterday by a couple of degrees. Yesterday, the high temperature was 97 degrees. We have not seen a temperature at least 99 since August 30th of 2024. As a matter of fact, the high temperature August 30th, 2024, it was a 100-degree day. We saw a high temperature of exactly 100 degrees. And I think this puts it into a little bit of perspective, and we were talking about this a little bit yesterday as well. I think this kind of puts into perspective how kind of lucky we got last year in that September was, relatively speaking, on the cooler end of the spectrum. Are we going to get lucky this year? Way too early to tell that. We're only getting ready to finish off the month of June and head into the early days of July. So I guess we'll see what September has to bring. Maybe you're planning to head out for dinner this evening. 93 feels like 97 right now in Huntsville. 93 feels like 93 in Decatur. 86 that feels like 104 in Coleman. 96 feels like 96 right now in Florence. I actually would anticipate that number is probably a little bit higher. 90 feels like 99 in Fayetteville. 90 feels like 96 in Pulaski. 83 feels like 90 degrees right now in Fort Payne. I would anticipate our friends in Fort Payne have probably seen a little bit of additional cloud cover over the last couple of hours, keeping them a couple of degrees cooler than everybody else. Heat advisory has been extended once again. This heat advisory was originally supposed to expire today at 7 p.m. Then it was continued as we head into your Thursday. It was scheduled to expire at Thursday at 7 p.m. and now it is going to expire Friday at 7 p.m. Heat advisory in place for all of North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee, and much of the southeast. As a matter of fact, this covers almost all of the state of Alabama. This covers almost the entire state of Mississippi, almost the entire state of Tennessee, and then even back into Louisiana, Arkansas, all up into Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio. If I were to zoom this out, and then it even goes up here into the East Coast, if I were to zoom this out a little bit more, you would see that the heat advisory is actually in place for much of the Northeast too. So really, we're not the only ones talking about the heat. As a matter of fact, everybody practically east of the Mississippi River is talking about the heat. Everybody in the eastern half of the continental United States really is talking about the heat. So there's no escaping it at this point. These are forecast heat indices through the rest of the week, heading into the weekend and the early part of next week. 106 on Thursday. Locally, that number is going to be a little bit higher. 108, 109, certainly not out of the question. These numbers do begin to drop off a little bit as we head into Saturday and Sunday and Friday, of course. 102, 102, 101. Forecast heat index of 103 by the time we get to next Monday. As we head into the overnight, once again, maintaining the warmth across the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures only dropping into the low and mid 70s. I've got a low temperature right around 73 degrees. We're also going to be on the more humid end of the spectrum. Tomorrow's, of course, Thursday. Maybe you'd like to go golf on Thursday. If you want to go golf, good. I can't golf. Sometimes I wish I knew how to golf. A friend and I have thought about, what if we learned how to golf? But then I don't think either of us actually know where to begin. It is going to be hot if you're going to go golfing tomorrow. Air temperatures climbing into the mid-90s. Some of us talking about air temperatures in the upper 90s. It kind of depends on where the cloud cover establishes itself and how widespread that shower and thunderstorm activity ends up being. So bear that in mind as well, that showers and thunderstorms are going to be in the forecast as we head into your Thursday afternoon. Let's talk about this once again. Been talking about this for the last couple of days, but I think it's a really good message to hit home. If the air temperature is 90 degrees, after 10 minutes, the temperature inside your car is 109. After 30 minutes, it jumps up to 124, and after 60 minutes, it is 135 degrees inside your car if the air temperature is 90 degrees. I feel like one of the best parts about home ownership is that I have a garage and that I don't have so much stuff that my car can't fit in my garage. I'm really, really grateful for that. If the air temperature is 95 after an hour, the car temperature is 140 degrees, 129 after 30 minutes, and 114 degrees after 10 minutes. Have a good look at the next 7 days, sticking with the 90s, but we should be in the 90s this time of year, so honestly, that's okay. 93 on Thursday. Some of us are going to be a little bit warmer. If you get more sunshine, less rain, you're going to be a little bit warmer. 90 Friday, Saturday, 89 on Sunday, 90 on Monday, mid and upper 80s as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. But again, Tuesday and Wednesday of next week bring about the best opportunities for some scattered showers and thunderstorms.